Let's talk about investment property, and specifically why investment property is so dramatically overpriced right now in many areas across the country that it has virtually no chance of ever selling, and why prices are going to have to come down dramatically in order to make this investment property make sense from an investor's perspective. So first off, we'll take a look at a property here in my local area. It's a duplex. It's been sitting on the market for quite a while, and then we're going to sit down and go over the numbers, and I'll show you exactly why nobody's buying this property. And by the end of this video, you'll have all the tools and knowledge necessary to evaluate these properties on your own so you can come to your own conclusions as to what makes sense for an investment for you personally. All right, let's go ahead and check out this property. It's a 2-unit duplex. It was originally a single family home, and they actually added another ADU onto it to increase the income. And so because of that, they have a very, very high price set on it. And again, we'll talk about that in a little bit, but let's take a quick look at this property. All right, so you can see it there. It's this one with the 2 cars. And you can see it was originally a single family home in front, and then it looks like they did a garage conversion on the back into a very small 1-bedroom ADU. So old original single family home, small ADU addition, nothing fancy, nothing special. And interestingly enough, we are right on the very border of Torrance, where it crosses over just a few houses down to another city. So this is kind of like the least expensive or least valuable part of Torrance. And I think you guys are going to be pretty blown away once we actually look at the numbers and the price on this property. So let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the numbers for this property. You can see here that this one's already been listed for 124 days. They have done a price reduction. The current price on this one is $1,310,000. It was originally priced at $1,325,000. The property was built in 1953. Obviously, they went ahead and added, I think this ADU back here, it's a 1-bedroom ADU. I think they probably converted a garage just from looking at the property. And you can see here they have 2 units. The front looks like it's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, rented at $3,850. And the other one is a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. That's probably the rear garage conversion. And it shows obviously no garages left. And that one's currently rented at $2,050. They have a little bit of information here about expenses, but I'll go ahead and estimate those myself. So next we'll go ahead and jump on a mortgage calculator here, and this will really help us to kind of uncover the realities of this investment and what the actual cash flow looks like. And then at the end, we'll go ahead and look at what the cash on cash return, or should I say lack thereof, of a cash and cash return is on this particular property. So first we'll go ahead and plug in the 1310 purchase price. And on investment property, the minimum you normally have to put down is 25%. That's $327,500. We'll go ahead and plug in a 7% interest rate here. That's probably pretty accurate given the current market. I have the property taxes in here at 1.35%, which should be pretty accurate. And then I have insurance in here at 0.3%. This is probably fairly close as well. And also we've been seeing an awful lot of increases in insurance rates here in California, and that's going to probably continue going on as well. So if we go up here and we look at the monthly payment, what do we see here? We see that we're at $8,337.85. And remember, this is only PITI, or payment, interest, taxes, and insurance. It doesn't include anything else like maintenance, repairs, water, trash, sewer, landscaping, or any other costs that come up like vacancies or marketing of the unit or repairs when somebody moves out, or so on and so forth. And if we go back over here and we look at the actual income on the property, we see that we have $5,900 in current monthly income coming in, and we would have a payment, just the payment, interest, taxes, and insurance, of $83,37.85. And remember, this is not including all of your other expenses. And if we were to add on top of this payment an amount sufficient to cover our additional costs like water, sewer, trash, landscaping, maintenance, repairs, capital improvements, dealing with vacancies, etc., we're probably going to have at least another $1,000 to $1,500 a month on top of this amount in additional expenses. So we'll go ahead and just say that we'll add $1,250. We'll split it down the middle on top of the payment for payment, interest, taxes, and insurance. And that brings us to a grand total of $9,587 a month in expenses. And since our monthly income on the 2 units is $5,900, we'll go ahead and minus that off. That's $5,900. And that leaves us with an enormous negative cash flow every single month of $3,687. Now, if we multiply that by 12, that's an annual negative amount of $44,244. So you would obviously have to qualify from a lending perspective of a huge negative to even have the opportunity to buy this property. But let's look at what the cash on cash return actually is on this. So you have a negative balance of $44,244 per year. And we're going to divide that by the cash that you had to put in, which is $327,500. And what do you get? You get a negative cash on cash return on this property of 13.5%. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to be negative on my cash flow by 13.5% after dropping $327,000 on an investment property. I want to find an investment where I'm going to be positive 13.5%. And I didn't cherry pick this property just to show you guys. This is actually what almost every property in my area actually looks like today. And what does that mean? That means that these properties are just going to sit on the market. They're never going to sell until sellers start to actually lower the prices into a realistic range of where somebody would really be willing to buy the property, where it would make sense from a cash flow perspective. And now you know how to do the math yourself, so you can plug in these numbers and figure out what price you would actually have to pay on this property for it to make sense and even just break even from a month-to-month cash flow perspective. Guys, if I can help you with any real estate needs here in SoCal, reach out to me. My contact info is below. Or if you need a referral to a great agent anywhere else in the country, let me know about that as well. I hope this information is useful and valuable for you. Don't forget to leave comments down below, like and subscribe if you like the video. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care.